Old Man Li snorted lightly. Less nonsense. The old man swept countless Tinjiao back then. Some of today's grandmasters. I was beaten like a grandson back then. As he spoke, he raised the sword in his hand for a moment. I said, let you go all out. Psychic power is attached to my sword. Seeing that old man, Li was so resolute. Fang Ping could only sacrifice his life to accompany old man Li. At the same time, the cult powerhouses and the co-frontier are one after the other. Fly towards Jinan. Ko Bianjiang shouted angrily, and Wu Chun was obedient. Surrender willingly. I'll keep you a dog. The cult powerhouse named Wu Chun laughed ridiculously. Old Ghost Ko, you retreat. Otherwise, I'll disguise myself as an adult and bury me. The co-frontier picks up. One blocked in front of Wu Chun. He screamed for death. Wu Chun smiled when he heard this. It's up to you. Can you stop me? The next second, the two sides exchanged a move in the air. Wu Chun took the opportunity to fly over from the side of the co-frontier. Co-frontier saw this. Can only accelerate the catch-up. Just when the two of them were fighting and migrating to Jinan's side, Fang Ping opened his mouth to remind him. Teacher, old man Li sighed lightly. I have been brewing this sword for 10 years. Never came out of the sword for 10 years. Originally, it was intended for cave warriors. Unexpectedly, this time the cult came to the 3 strong people of the Essence Realm, and there's no need to wait. That's it. Old man Li held a sword in his left hand, said to Fang Ping. Just listen to the buzz. Fang Ping's mental power quickly poured into old man Li's long sword. In the blink of an eye, the sword seemed to be covered with a purple film. And right in this moment, old man Li was in a hurry under his head. Momentum. A sky-high sword aura instantly erupted from the long sword. Fang Ping's spiritual power also seemed to be being pulled, and the power that old man Li poured into the long sword became one. A new and incomparably powerful energy is formed. Fang Ping's mental power is sentient. I just felt palpitations. As if you were at any time. We'll be torn apart. Meanwhile, Wu Chun, who is fighting with co-frontier, this anomaly was also discovered. Immortal sword, he was a little angry and puzzled. The immortal sword has long been abolished. But what's going on with this very threatening feeling? Right now, in the distance, there was another burst of charge. It's Taki's voice. Li Chongqing stopped. I got it. Old man Li is narrating and preparing to draw his longsword. This is also the time when the critical moment comes. Fang Ping exclaimed, Senior Brother Tian, defeat your opponents. I saw Tian move blast towards Wu Chun with a punch. He joined forces with the co-frontier. Quickly took the absolute advantage. See the scene? Old man Li had no choice but to let go of his right hand, which was about to draw his sword. His face turned pale. Blood overflowed from the mouth. Cracked wounds appeared on his body in an instant. The doctor scolded. Waste my feelings. The appearance of the marrow of heart. Meaning, there may be a 9-rank powerhouse in the cult. It's just horrible. I saw old man Li vomiting blood. Fang Ping hurriedly stepped forward and asked, Teacher, are you all right? Old man Li spat blood. He waved his hand indifferently. I'm fine, Fang Ping continued to ask. That was a trick just now. You can really cut 8 products. Old man Li raised his head proudly. Sweet-eyed is not coming. The old man will be famous tonight. Sword slashes the 8 pins. Heaven and earth are the only Li Chongqing. Fang Ping heard this. His face was full of excitement. Can you teach me then? 6 products can cut 8 products. Then I learned whether I can cut 6 grades. I knew what kind of knife I was learning. Fang Ping stared at the long sword in Li Chongqing's hand. He swallowed. By the way, the immortal sword is not the sword in your hand. This sword has just soared into the sky. The sword is not out yet. I felt like I was going to be sliced to pieces. And I just saw your lower body glow golden. Isn't this something that only has an 8-grade golden body? Old man Li smiled proudly. This is called half-step golden body. I'm here to kill Bapin. How can you not have some capital? Fang Ping pointed to himself. 6 pins of gold have a golden body. Can I also learn a half-step golden body? It feels quite bluffing. Old man Li coughed lightly. I'll take a shortcut. It's not a real gold body. For you, truly entering the 8 grades is the right way. Temper a half-step gold body in the 6th grade gold. Don't talk about the delay. Also a waste of resources. Meanwhile, Chun Yaoding and Lu Polu have already solved their opponents. Reinforcement came. Sweetwood after the old. We're here to help. Just listen to the sound of thumping and thumping. The 4 powerhouses besieged the cult dancers. The sky was glittering with gold. The momentum is earth-shattering. Old Man Li looked at the sky. It seems that the situation is under control. You've done a great job this time. None of the three major cults can escape. Fang Ping whispered. Teacher, don't look at it. Let's go and see the corpses of the slain enemies. Old Man Li scolded. It was someone else's killing. It's someone else's spoils. Understand the rules. Fang Ping smiled and took a look. I haven't seen the treasure of the 7-rank powerhouse yet. Old Man Li pursed his lips. Nothing. They used very few weapons. Usually do not use pills. I can't afford high-grade pills either. Fang Ping did care so much. Pull Old Man Li and leave. Not necessarily. Let's go, teacher. Go check out the oops. Just look at Old Man Li listening to this. I always felt that something was wrong. It's the same as men and women. I can't get into a reason. Nothing credible. Can't tempt Fang Ping. Old Man Li took him with him. Fly to the place where Tian Mu fought before. When I saw the body on the ground that had been punched through the chest. Old Man Li frowned slightly. It turned out to be him. Fang Ping glanced at it. Whisper and ask if you know. Old Man Li nodded. The former vice president of Tian'an Martial Arts University. I met a few times before. I thought he was dead. I didn't expect it to be alive. Fang Ping asked. Then the matter of Tian'an Cave at that time would not have anything to do with him. Old Man Li groaned slightly. I don't know, I can only check it. It's so loud to move. I'm afraid that the cult top brass also guessed that it was a trap. These strong men who shot with their lives. The people associated with them. It was definitely not evacuated and was killed. You may not be able to find anything. That's what happened. Fang Ping's eyes suddenly lit up. Quickly ripped off the opponent's boots. Teacher, you see. Is this made of high-grade biological hides? Old Man Li looked at it. It's not good. Fang Ping was a little frustrated when he heard this. What's wrong? Isn't it high-grade? Old Man Li said policy. It is made of high-quality biological hides. The key is that this thing is strictly controlled by the government. Monsters are not allowed to be stored without permission. The corpse fur of a high-quality creature. If not from the government's side. That means that cult warriors can evade inspection. Enter the crypt. It's mixed in. There are still strong cults. Secretly master a cave entrance. This matter must also be investigated. As soon as this remark came out, Fang Ping was surprised. You can also secretly control the entrance to the cave. Old Man Li nodded lightly. It doesn't have to be impossible. A new entrance to the cave opens. Of course we know. But hundreds of years ago. Who can be sure that the entrance to the West Mountain is the first? Who can guarantee it? The entrances that appeared after the West Mountain were all discovered by us. The strong men of the cult have been killed inexhaustibly over the years. It's not the first time I've found these things. However, we were not qualified to participate in a previous killing. The government may know something. There is still the possibility that a cult will control an entrance. Of course it should be uncertain. Otherwise they would have been wiped out long ago. Fang Ping nodded slightly. That's just as well. Cults so many high quality. Unless the pill companies collude with them. Otherwise, I don't think they have so many resources to train martial artists. Even if you buy it at the pill company. But a large number of transactions will also leave traces. It's like I sell such a little pill. Pill companies are all eyes on me. Two possibilities. First, there are people at the top to provide them with convenience. Second, they actually have their own production lines. I don't think it's a big chance in the first case. The likelihood of exposure is too high. So the second possibility is still very large. I'm a genius. I'll push it down and wait for Fang Ping to finish speaking. Old Man Li shouted. Shut up and talk nonsense. I'll kick you to death. Damn, I just pushed it down. How did it become yours? The next second, Fang Ping asked cautiously. So, teacher, aren't these shoes worth a lot? Old Man Li nodded. Not yours, though. I'll keep it for now. Fang Ping heard this, immediately a little disappointed. This poor devil has nothing. Just these shoes are a little better. What is Old Man Li doing? Old Man Li glanced at the corpse. Shoes are definitely not your share. However, the body can be moved back. Fang Ping was a little disgusted. It's disgusting. This is not a golden body. Old Man Li scolded angrily. Idiots respect the strong with 7 grades. Even doing research is invaluable. If you carry it back, it can definitely be sold. Make some dead money. Fang Ping shook his head. It's okay to touch the corpse. He won't do it when he carries it back. After thinking about it, Fang Ping touched it on his body. Reach out for your phone. It doesn't matter what time it is. Make a direct call. Organize a few people to speed to the outskirts of Jinan City. Dig a few corpses back. Turn around and hide the body. Just dig it. Well, that's all. It's okay not to break the law. Hang up. Old Man Li looked at Fang Ping, a member of the Godo Society. Fang Ping shook his head. Nothing is a distant person. Old Man Li was a little speechless. You kid can do it. Didn't look any further. Soon the two came to the second corpse. This one is miserable. Unlike Ironwood, one punch directly wiped out the opponent's mental power. This is the head being crushed. That's when he died. Lu Huokapinjin captured him and killed him. This is the only choice. Take advantage of the other party's unsuccessful life. Only by smashing the head can the other party be thorough. At the end of the day, his head was shattered. Naturally, it is impossible to see who is who. Fang Ping forcibly endured his nausea and touched it for a while. There was a gleam of joy in his eyes, but it was quiet. He got up and shook his head, saying that he was a poor ghost again. Nothing. Old Man Li glanced at Fang Ping with a smile. You just hid something. You also want to pay for Lu Lao's things. Fang Ping naturally denied it. That's my own. Old Man Li stretched out his left hand. Don't talk nonsense, take it out and see what it is. Fang Ping reluctantly took out a small bottle. No, that's it. Old Man Li took the crystal bottle and looked at it. His face changed. I didn't expect them to even have this. Looks like a good thing. Fang Ping hurriedly asked. Teacher, what kind of medicine is this? I've never seen it. Isn't it worth a lot of money? Old Man Li glanced at Fang Ping. This is the marrow of the heart. High quality and strong. This can be used to increase the efficiency of refining the skull. The marrow of the heart is the core energy source of the heart. It is extremely difficult to refine this thing below 9 grades. You know what I mean? As soon as this statement came out, Fang Ping's face changed drastically. You're saying that there may be 9 grades in the cult. Old Man Li held the crystal bottle in his hand vigorously. Over the years, no cult has been found to have a strong person of the 9th grade. Of course, there is speculation, but that's just speculation. Now, it has been confirmed. It's good that they were born and raised on their own. I'm afraid that there are cult people in the current Jopine. Speaking of this, Old Man Li shook his head. Forget it, we can't take care of it. I don't have the qualifications. Others probably know that too. Fang Ping pointed unwillingly. Has been put into the heart of Old Man Li's trouser pocket. So how much is this thing worth? Old Man Li scolded. How do you know? Money is a thing that the powerhouses rarely trade. If you really want to sell it, no less than 50 million. Fang Ping heard this. Immediately want to get your paycheck back. Teacher, this is really my barefoot gift. Old Man Li angrily skimmed the square. Flat eyes come less. Fang Ping sighed helplessly. I can only rip off the other party's boots. 2 pairs of boots. A salary. That's all he gains. But these gains have now been taken away by Old Man Li. Fang Ping was very depressed, so wouldn't I touch it in vain. More than 10 minutes later, the battle at high altitude is over. Under the siege of the 4 powerhouses, there was only one person on the other side, and there was no escape. Let out a roar of despair. Eventually it fell silent. Just listen to the clang. Wu Chen's body fell to the ground. The whole world fell silent for a while. I wanted to bargain for a cheap Fang Ping. Was countered by Chun Yaoding. A heart marrow. I want to split it in half. You have to be a strong person with 9 grades to do it. Fang Ping smiled bitterly. Where am I going to find Jopine for help? On the outskirts of Jinan City. With the end of the war between good and evil, several police cars arrived here in a very timely manner. Zhang Yuqiang looked at everyone respectfully. President Fang and the Grandmasters have worked hard. If there's anything you need help with, just say it. Temu asked. What about your local governors? Zhang Yuqiang said. Admiral Jianan is reassuring the people. I'll call the admiral right away. Seeing Zhang Yuqiang take out his mobile phone, Co-Frontier hurriedly interrupted him. No. That's good. Pacify the masses. Don't mess around. Just seal this place up. Fang Ping added. Brother Zhang still has these corpses. Don't let anyone move. My people will be coming soon. Zhang Yuqiang heard this, nodding heavily. I understand. Seeing Fang Ping looking at him with a look of chagrin. The corpse of the Golden Man. Tian Mu reminded the Taoist boy. We have no problem with killing the cult powerhouse. But that's our business. You're a little foreign martial artist. Mix less later. As he spoke, he carried Wu Chen's body on his shoulders. Cult warriors are sometimes difficult to kill. Not as a last resort, We're not going to be casual either. If you really let him into the city this time, how many people are going to die? Instead of letting these madmen slaughter ordinary people, it's better to wait for the cave to open and fight. It was the battle of the dancers back then. Zhang Dingnan didn't want too many people in southern Xinjiang to die, but he didn't want to think about people dying somewhere else. Isn't he sorry? This time, it almost ruined Jianan. I don't believe that the governor of the Blue Lagoon is desperate to find him. I'll withdraw first. The trouble is also Zhang Dingnan's. Let them call. The rain fell, and the suite would soar directly into the sky. Fang Ping looked pity. Can't you leave this handle to me? Chun Yaoding smiled at everyone. Then he skimmed Fang Ping. Also square. It's time for Yinshi to return to team martial arts. The governor of South Lake is coming. I can't stay long. Next time, be careful yourself. Lu Polu also offered to say goodbye, and Ko Lao and I are also leaving. Now the strong are paying attention here. The next step is safe. Rest assured, that's all. Several Grandmaster powerhouses left unexpectedly, leaving Old Man Li and Fang Ping alone, standing in place. The next moment, Fang Ping felt something at 4 o'clock. He walked up to brother Zhang Yuqiang. Turn around and bring my knife. I'll go back first. Zhang Yuqiang was a little dumbfounded and went back. Where'd you go back? Fang Ping chuckled. Looking back, didn't I get everything done? After killing 3 Gao Ping, you should also find out who you're looking for. It's useless for me to go to southern Xinjiang again. As for the caves, it's not that it's not turned on yet. We'll talk about that then. Drop the word. Fang Ping dragged the old man Li, who was still watching the play, and turned around and ran. The old man is stupid. I will continue to watch the drama again. The governor of Nanhu is going to dismantle us. Old man Li really didn't care. Well, we didn't do anything. Speaking of which, I saved Jianan. I want to see if Zhang Dingnan and the other party can fight. It's fun for the 2 governors to fight. Fang Ping glanced at Old Man Li. My heart said I wasn't. I'm afraid of being affected. The key is that no one wants the spoils of war from the Grandmasters. It's all fast. No one remembers. Although everything is in Old Man Li's. But Old Man Li should be embarrassed. Be greedy for my booty. Late at night, Old Man Li of the Demon Capital Martial Arts University looked at Fang Ping. The essence of the heart, you turn back or send it back. As soon as I heard this, Fang Ping was very reluctant. Teacher, there's no need for that. Several Grandmasters don't look down on these. Otherwise I would have taken it earlier. There really have to be good things. It's going to be the same. Let people send it over. Say what they don't want. Fang Ping's face was speechless. The teacher has medicine. Delivered to the door. I took it easily. I can go back. Old Man Li smiled. It's just that Lu Lao is easy to say. The key is Principal Chen's side. Fang Ping didn't say a word. Took out his mobile phone and dialed Chen Yunxi. Chen Yunxi was sleeping at this time. He answered the phone in a bit of a daze. Feed Fang Ping. Fang Ping's voice quickly came from the other end of the phone. Yunxi, is your grandfather back? Chen Yunxi rubbed her sleepy eyes. Is Grandpa out? Fang Ping said very simply. You talk to Principal Chen. I found a heart marrow. Do you want to cut it in half and send it to him? Old Man Li on the side rolled his eyes. You kid can do it. Chun Yaoding is embarrassed to ask for it. That's really hell to hell. Here, Old Man Li was thinking about the phone. Someone over there chuckled. I want you to cut it in half and send it over. If not, I'll ask you for it myself. As soon as this remark came out, Fang Ping held his mobile phone for a long time and didn't speak. Chen Yunxi was obviously sleeping. Principal Chun, this old man just broke into his granddaughter's boudoir and eavesdropped on the phone. Excuse me. Forget it by eavesdropping. Actually replied. Old Man Li's face was also a little purple. Now it's planted. Fang Ping smiled kindly. It can only be recognized. Forget this and that. I don't want it. I'll send them all to you. Chun Yaoding emphasized the sentence very insistently. No, I just want my partner. If you can't get half an example, it's not over. The rain fell, and Chun Yaoding hung up the phone directly. He was a little annoyed at this point. Fang Ping, this little bastard. I was quite optimistic about you. Extort my sponsorship money. Let Yunxi beat my students. Now it's a slippery head. Deliberately called Yunxi to talk about the loot. Listen to the tone. I must have bullied my granddaughter a lot. This time I have to support my granddaughter. Fang Ping sighed, speechlessly. Really no. It has to be handled. Old Man Li laughed so hard that he couldn't straighten his waist. He patted Fang Ping's shoulder and planted it. Heartbreak melts in your mouth, to be separated. Only the 9-rank powerhouses can do it. Remember to find 9 pins. As soon as this remark came out, Fang Ping shut up instantly. He looked at old man Li helplessly. Complained about Mr. Li. You can't have said it sooner. On the evening of October 17th, there was a big battle on the outskirts of Jianan. This is the first time, a battle of the top powerhouses that takes place in front of ordinary people. Quite a few people have taken videos and photos. The slaughter of the cult powerhouse was also made public. In view of the knight's belligerence, people know that the other person can do it. For a time, everyone in the cult shouted and beat them. Although the scene was cordoned off. But online, there are still a lot of photos of the remnants of the battlefield. The government also took the opportunity to lead, establish the cult as the #1 enemy of mankind. Let people get used to the bloody martial arts. Unlike a cave, it is an invincible human being. It will continue to be concealed for now. On October 19th, Zhang Yuxiang personally took Zhang Dingnan's knife, escorted to the magic house. This knife, it's not the type of guan knife that Fang Ping commonly uses. It's a horse-chopping knife. Zhang Yuxiang held the long knife very solemnly. President Fang, this is a gift from Governor Zhang. When the clasp knife. This knife was consumed by the governor when he entered the 5 rays. All net worth, tossing and turning. Killings are countless. Step into the realm of Grandmaster. It has been cultivated for many years with high-quality whirlwind knives. The knife is yours now. I hope you don't insult him. Fang Ping nodded slightly. It is different from the restraint of the immortal sword. Zhang Dingnan's knife. You can feel its edge through the scabbard. Blood is in the sky. It is said, the knives I used before were all dead things made on the production line. Then this sword is a divine weapon that has been endowed with a soul. Come to think of it, Fang Ping took a stall knife. The knife is not too heavy. 40 pounds only. But at the moment I hold it in my hand. But it felt extremely heavy. The next moment, Fang Ping held the handle of the knife with his right hand. Pull it out. The knife was drawn silently. The temperature in the room seemed to drop a lot. There's a little more forest. The blade is not bright. It's a little jet black. More like black crystals. There was a slight sparkle of light. Fang Ping couldn't help but praise a good knife. As he spoke, he slashed out. Just listen to the boom. The walls of the small office of the reception office. In an instant, a large transparent hole was cut out. It's not just the power of weeping blood. It's the power of weeping blood, transformed into a more lethal blade. See the scene? Fang Ping was even more satisfied with this knife. He shouted as a smash knife. His name is Ping Grandale. Our flat knives. The second National 5 exchange competitions are about to start. Jin Wu, Yao Changjun and others are rumored to step into the 5th grade. The situation in the demon dance is becoming more and more dangerous. Inside the magic dance building, Fang Ping a knife. After exhibiting a large transparent hole in the wall, the inspectors of the dance club immediately ran over. They looked at Fang Ping slightly helplessly. The president's wall was destroyed. A fine of 1 million. Fang Ping replied casually that he knew. Find someone to make up for it. Compared to this leveling knife, 1 million drizzle only. Accompanied by the sound of the system prompt. Fang Ping looked at the data panel. When I got this knife just now, the value of wealth increased by 200 million. 40 pounds of A-grade alloy. The system rarely gives an estimate that exceeds the price of the material. And this knife did. It's a little over 100 million. One step closer to 1 billion. Come to think of it, Fang Ping forcibly gave Zhang Yu a salute. Brother Zhang thanked the governor for me. Zhang Yuqiang said that you were welcome. Then he chatted with Fang Ping for a while. And he left. Model Force Logistics Department. Fang Ping took the loot this time. Put it on the table in front of old man Li. Teacher, these 2 pairs of boots. There is also the marrow. How much can you give for selling to logistics? Old man Li smiled. The school does not accept salaries. As for boots, 2,000 credits. Fang Ping was a little stunned. The salary is not collected. Why did old man Li look at Fang Ping? Several grandmasters and principals of the school. It's past the stage of using the marrow. If you want to sell it, you can only ask other grandmasters. And you sell your heart. Aren't you afraid that old Chin will find you trouble? Fang Ping smiled bitterly. I can't care so much about it. Now the system upgrade is the most important. It's a big deal to go back and upgrade, and then spend money to buy it for Chen Lao. Now he has no shortage of them. It was a decision. Fang Ping began to bargain with old man Li. A pair of boots is only 1,000 credits. It's too low. It's also made of high-grade demon beasts. Old Manly pointed to the 2 pairs of boots. Shoes are generally custom-made, and someone else has worn it. Very few people will buy it. Recycling doesn't do much. Anyway, I picked it up for nothing. You take a little bit and count a little. You kid asked so much. Fang Ping smiled. Okay, that's 2,000 credits. Just listen to the ding. With 2,000 credits in earnings, Fang Ping's wealth increased by 40 million. In the next lesson, Fang Ping looked at Old Manly with interest. There's one more thing. You taught me that swordsmanship last time. I'm missing this kind of powerful explosive single move right now. One move to pass. Not to mention cutting 7 products. If you can cut 6 grades, you can do it. Old Manly skimmed Fang Ping. Just sneer and cut 6 grades. Do you really think that the leap of grades is so simple? I'm afraid to tell you. I've been preparing this sword for a long time. It's not something that can be figured out. Constant narration and repression. Uninterrupted introverted and communication with chi and blood. Wait for the moment when the sword is drawn at the end. It's just the light of the day. Fang Ping heard this. The brow furrowed. I actually guessed it. Do you still want to be one in spirit? Pay a heavy price. Old Manly nodded and wanted to jump over the level and kill. Isn't it a matter of course to pay a price? Fang Ping looked at Old Manly. Will it die? Old Manly pouted Fang Ping's eyes. You guess. Fang Ping chuckled. I don't guess. You'd better not use it even if you're old. The essence of your move is really the narrative method and the explosion. I don't have to do anything I want to learn. Kill with a knife. A move that requires a price to kill. It's not worth it if I don't learn. Today is not an enemy of the enemy. That doesn't mean it won't be in the future. Even if you cut an 8-pint now, it won't change the situation in the caves. It's better to kill more 5 or 6 grades. It is more cost-effective to cut off the source of high quality. Old Manly heard this. Laughing without being rational is this principle. But at this moment, the gap between humans and cave lies in high quality. In the station, I want to have hope of becoming a grandmaster. I can say that too. It's a pity that God didn't give me this opportunity. There is no stubble that is flat in face. Old Manly pondered for a moment. I can teach you the art of storytelling and the art of explosion. But it takes a good weapon. Fang Ping shook the long knife in his hand. Flattening knives. Old Manly snorted lightly, and the 10 divine soldiers. Shaimov's murderous sword. Zhang Dingnan's stall knife. The fame is still not small. Don't change your name. Fang Ping heard this. Some of them are stunned. Do the top 10 divine soldiers have a ranking? I'm a number 1 in this row. Old Manly held his chin with his hand and did not have an actual ranking. Of course, I have to say it. The most famous is Lao Tzu's immortal sword. As soon as this remark came out, Fang Ping was speechless. He's thinking about it. Do you want to go back and steal the immortal sword? In this way, Old Manly has no sword. That is an ordinary 6th grade pinnacle. I won't be idle and have nothing to do to kill any 7 or 8 products. I really thought that the 7 or 8 products were muddy. National V Administration Building. In the office of Vice Principal Huang Jing. The constitution of the 2nd National 5 Exchange Competitions was handed over to Fang Ping. Fang Ping looked at it. If you get it like this. This year was even more brutal. Follow the rules of playing cards. The 102 universities are divided into high and low universities. Prestigious school qualification issued by the Ministry of Education determined the status of the top 10 universities. Huang Jin nodded slightly. After that, 2 classes were formally formed. Prestigious and non-prestigious schools. The top 10 non-elite schools can challenge for the status of prestigious schools in the coming year. But the premise is that there are enough 5 middle-grade martial artists. And among the top 10 prestigious schools, only the latter can challenge the previous one. Fang Ping spread his hands. Now all ordinary martial arts universities, I'm afraid they all have to throw resources at the elites. It really takes to be a genius. Resources are sufficient. It's also easy to smash a 4th grade powerhouse. But Wu Wei is difficult. Huang Jin said. This is also to minimize internal friction. In the past, the 2 prestigious universities were both recognized by people. The other 5 were unconvinced. Why do others take more? We take less. The government has decided on this once and for all this year. There will be much less friction in the future. Speaking of which, Huang Jin paused. Ordinary martial arts will definitely be difficult, but this has little to do with the magic force. The goal of the demon martial arts is to protect the 3 and fight for 1. Fang Ping's words were slight. 1 shock list 3. Yellow dot head. The first army laughs. Judging by the name, you know how domineering and confident the other party is. Also, let me let you know in advance. Jin Wu Yao Qingju. There is a good chance that they will break through to the 5th grade in the near future. Don't be careless. Fang Ping thought to himself. 5 pin. The exchange competition of the General 5 will start next month. The largest number of target hospitals in the early stage were selected. In other words, I only have one more left. The month time is a little tight. By that time, I would be at the peak of 4 grades at most. Even if it can break through, try not to either. The time spent in each realm is too short. The grip on power is only getting weaker. It was a decision. Fang Ping chuckled, and the dean was relieved. I'll take notice. A moment later, Fang Ping put the heart essence on the table. Can the dean help me sell something? Huang Jin took the essence of his heart in his hand. Grandmaster of the heart essence. Strong people rarely take this, especially the marrow of unknown origin, most likely with human heart iron. As soon as I heard this, Fang Ping was a little depressed, so it wouldn't be useless. You know, a lot of grandmasters. You see if 50 million can be sold. Looking at Fang Ping's appearance, Huang Jingshu laughed. Yes. Let me ask for you. Fang Ping heard this, immediately gave Huang Jing a big gift, thanked the dean. Fang Ping was not sure if he could sell the salary at this time. There is no hope left. Now the system is upgraded. There's still 50 million left. Where do you go to earn these 50 million? In this way, Fang Ping fell into deep thought for a while. National Epeen Martial Arts Competition. It is being held in full swing. It just so happened that Fang Ping's family also came to the magic capital at this time. Lu Dolly hidden in the audience. I met Fang Yuan, who was taking pictures. What kind of sparks will they make? Let's wait and see. Passengers coming and going from the motor train station were in a hurry. Fang Mingrong's family also came to the magic capital on this day. As soon as I got out of the station, Fang Yuan noticed Fang Ping, who was waiting for them. He greeted Fang Ping warmly. Hear Fang Yuan's voice. Fang Ping smiled and waved his hand. Then he took them to his car. Waited for the car. Fang Ping suggested to Fang Mingrong that Dao's father should go and buy a car. Learn a driver's license. You can drive yourself when you turn around. It's not too convenient to take a car after all. Fang Mingrong shook his head. No need to do it. Where's the scripture? Running around a lot. Yangcheng is just such a place. About buying a car. Fang Yuan was very interested. Brother, buy it for me. I want to learn a driver's license. Later, drive to the magic capital. Fang Ping chuckled. Take your own little coffers and buy them. Fang Yuan heard this. The little face is broken. I have a few $1,000s in it. How can you afford a car? For Fang Yuan's words. Fang Ping didn't believe it at all. This guy can really hide. Didn't pay attention to Fang Yuan. Fang Ping introduced himself to his parents while driving. The martial arts exchange competition has just entered the top 100 ranking station. You can watch it at any time, so there's no rush. I'll go to the house I bought in a minute. Then go to the school. Didn't you want to visit Mr. Liu? Fang Mingrong asked tentatively. Is there anything your teacher is shy about? Fang Ping thought for a moment. Don't talk about children, not to mention the family. Anyway, they try not to talk about these household routines. Talk about something else. That's probably it. Fang Ping understood in his heart. Once mentioned Lu Fengru's daughter. It's easy for her to get mad. Fang Mingrong made a note of this. I didn't smell it again. Li Yuang looked out of the car window for a while. It was the first time he had come to a metropolis like the magic capital. I was also a little apprehensive about going to my son's school later. I'm afraid of embarrassing my son. Fang Yuan really didn't have so many ideas. He said with great interest. You said I was going to be taken by your teacher. I have to say that I am a student. Is it possible to skip high school? Fang Ping just rolled his eyes at this. Where did this girl get her confidence? Came to the 2-story building that Fang Ping bought before. Fang Yuan's gaze. I was deeply attracted by this large villa. He'll go up to the 2nd floor in a minute. A moment to the lobby. Look left and touch right. It's obviously a lot of fun. Fang Mingrong and his wife were also amazed by this big villa. Such a big house. It's going to cost a lot of money in the magic capital. Leave the big villa. Fang Ping took his parents with him, and my sister came to the gate of the demon dance. They were completely stunned by the huge gate of demon dance. Magic dance on campus. See Fang Ping and his family. The students greeted the president one after another. Hello, uncle and aunt. Li Yuang also greeted you generously. For the performance of the trainees. Fang Ping was quite satisfied. He raised his eyebrows at Fang Yuan, and he rolled round. Look at the dancers you're giving me. What are you doing? Fang Yuan puffed out his mouth and snorted softly. What is there to show off? Wandered around the school for a while. Fang Ping made a call to Lu Fengru in advance. After confirming that Lu Fengru was at home, Fang Ping brought his parents to visit. Li Yueying looked reserved, handed the gift to Lu Fengru's hand. Mr. Lu, this is our native product of Yanqing. Please take it. Lu Fengru reached the voice, then beckoned the crowd to sit down. Fang Ping became a waiter, started serving tea and pouring water. They don't have much in common. The main thing is to talk about Fang Ping. When Li Yueying stumbled asked, how was Fang Ping's academic performance? Is there any disobedience or anything like that? Fang Ping couldn't laugh or cry a little. Fang Yuan didn't dare to take a breath in the air. She tugged at Fang Ping's clothes. That means, brother, your teacher is so serious. It's scary to watch. Hear Fang Yuan's words. Fang Ping almost burst out laughing. What did you say before you came? Early the next morning, the Modu Stadium is crowded. It's very lively. National EP martial arts competition. It is in full swing. After arranging the location of the family, Fang Ping came to the backstage of the gymnasium. As soon as he entered, Tang Wen and the others immediately stood up nervously. Luo Sheng asked the president, how did you get here? Fang Ping chuckled. I'll take a look at you. Yes, they all made it to the top 100. How does it feel now? Luo Sheng smiled bitterly all his life. Everybody is strong. It's a lot of pressure. Fang Ping nodded. Stress is a good thing. Several of you are dancers with secondary brittle bones. Nothing is missing. As long as the war is not chaotic, there is no problem. Except for a few older generations who have cultivated their tactics to the extreme. First-class dancer. It's almost a sure win. Neither Jingwu nor the military department came to participate this time. It is said to be a national product. In fact, it is not comprehensive enough. The demon warrior is the strongest among them. So my goal is to get the first place. And even the top 3. Speaking of which, Fang Ping fixed his eyes on Tang Wen's body. Tang Wen, your father is the first person under the demon martial arts grandmaster. In the whole country, it is also the top powerhouse of the 6 products. You've got to be number 1. I can't get the first place. Not only disgrace your dad's face, also lost the face of the demon martial arts. Lost the face of the 3 great grandmasters. This big hat is buttoned. Tang Wenxiang died. My dad is only 6. Face is worth so much. What should the descendants of those grandmasters do? The strength of his parents is strong. Do you have to be strong? Fang Ping, this guy is simply deliberately finding fault. Fang Ping really didn't care so much. He waved his hand at Tang Wen. I'm optimistic about you. Come on, Tang Wen. In the first place, when the time comes, I'll have you given you the title of a little mad lion on the list. It is groundbreaking for a first-class dancer to win the title. For the first time, nothing else. Study your opponents carefully. That's all that is said and done. Fang Ping walked away. As soon as he left, Tang Wen began to scold this bastard in a low voice, deliberately finding fault. I'm still a freshman. The first semester didn't end. Just let me take the first. Isn't that bullying? Because Tang Wen's voice was a little loud. Luo Sheng hurriedly made a virtual gesture. The president hasn't gone far yet. Tang Wen was already carried away by anger at this time. He shouted a word to hear better. Meanwhile, the participating first-class dancers are doing something for you. I fought against it with one move. In the audience, Lu Dali looked at the little girl next to him. Little girl, you're dancing magically. It's a good mix. It didn't come to you to check on the inspection of the Dancing Knife Club. Your dad is the teacher of the demon dance. Fang Yuan shook his head. No, my brother is a student of demon dance. Lu Dali chuckled lightly when he heard this. Your brother is dancing magically. Looking at Fang Yuan, who was fiddling with the camera, Lu Dali was thoughtful. The people of the martial arts club were very polite to him. His brother should not have a low status. I don't know if I can set a relationship. If it's Fang Ping's enemy, that couldn't be better. Come to think of it, Lu Dali said a word to Fang Yuan. Do you want me to do an interview with your brother? The people I interviewed were all hot. Fang Yuanqing said that he would not interview Fang Ping. Fang Ping is hot enough now. Let's take pictures of the participating dancers first. It is better to ask for a signature yourself. Whether to sell or not to sell is another matter. The signature of the EP dancer is actually not very valuable. The key is that you can hang yourself in the office. Fill up the facade. There was a decision. Fang Yuan handed the camera to Brother Lu. Didn't you say help me take a picture? You shoot some for me. I'll sign it later. Lu Dali took the camera with a smile. Shoot for you. Let's have a good relationship with this girl first. Take your time and don't rush. That's when it happened. A female dancer came to Fang Yuan's side. Yuan, your brother is waiting for you in the lounge. Lu Dali saw this. Hurriedly turned his head to the other side, to prevent the demon dancer from seeing his appearance. Fang Yuan heard this. First of all, a positive. Then he reluctantly came to the lounge. As soon as I arrived at the lounge, Fang Yuan muttered to brother, "I haven't taken a picture yet." Fang Ping checked Fang Yuan's body up and down. Eagerly asked, "Don't take pictures. How could you stay with Lu Dali?" He also thought that Lu Dali had held Fang Yuan hostage. Heard Fang Ping's question. Fang Yuan smiled and said, "Oh, you say the journalist. He saw me taking pictures, and then said I didn't shoot well. I had to watch you shoot it. Don't say you shot it very well. He also said to help me shoot it. Do you know him?" Fang Ping nodded slightly. "Do you remember a video of me fighting with a monk before? He took the photo secretly, earned tens of millions. As a result, one person swallowed alone. I've been looking for him for a long time." As soon as this remark came out, Fang Yuan's voice was much sharper. "Tens of millions? One person took it all." Fang Ping replied, "I don't dare to act rashly to arrest him now. This kid must have said he had no money. Now that you know, I'm wondering if you might as well test it first. See how many assets he still has." As soon as I heard this, Fang Yuan gritted his teeth in anger. That guy actually swallowed tens of millions of dollars from my family. It's so hateful. In the next second, Fang Yuan assured Fang Ping that he would leave it to me. This must be asked, lest he transfer property. The goal of 1 billion wealth value has been achieved. The system upgrade is about to begin. Magic House Gymnasium. With a mission in mind, Fang Yuan came to Lu Dali's side with an indifferent face. He looked at what Lu Dali was wearing. "I want to judge the other party's property status from this." Lu Dali glanced at Fang Yuan. "Is there anything your brother looking for you?" Fang Yuan chuckled lightly. "It was fine. Brother Lu, I just told my brother about you. But my brother said he hadn't heard of you. He does not give interviews to nobodies." As soon as I heard this, Lu Dali snorted angrily. "That's because your brother is less knowledgeable. I'm second in the circle. No one dares to admit that they're first." Fang Yuan heard this. Puzzled, "My brother has a good relationship with the principal of the Demon Warriors. How can it be less knowledgeable?" "Brother Lu, you're bragging." As soon as this remark came out, Lu Dali's eyes lit up, and he didn't tease me. "I have a good relationship with the principal. That's a Grandmaster level powerhouse. Hey. The message of the strong is not understood by the people. The strong also rarely give exclusive interviews. If only I could interview the demon principal. That's... Come to think of it." Lu Dali smiled. "How can you brother Lu lie to you? The original 8-rank strong battle. There are also many videos of martial arts powerhouse battles. But I took it." Fang Yuan looked at Lu Dali with some suspicion. "But brother Lu, if you really want to be famous, how to look so poor?" Lu Dali sneered. "This is called not being exposed." Fang Yuan asked, "Then brother Lu is very rich?" Lu nodded vigorously. "Of course." Fang Yuan continued to ask, "Is there hundreds of millions?" Lu Dali coughed. "That liquid asset is not so much, but I have some fixed properties to my name." He has served as an honorary director of several companies. You can also get a large amount of dividends and wages every year. Fang Yuan continued, "Then brother Lu, do you have a room?" Lu Dali said very generously, "There are more than 10 sets." Fang Yuan exclaimed, "What about the car?" Lu Dali smiled, and it was just 3 or 5 Taiwan. After talking about his brilliant deeds, Lu Dali looked at Fang Yuan with a smile. "Girl brother Lu really doesn't lie to you. Look at when you introduce your brother and me to each other." Fang Yuan blinked. "Giggle, or I'll introduce you to it now." Lu Dali's face was overjoyed when he heard this. At the same time, I feel a little proud in my heart. This little girl is really easy to deceive. A moment later, Lu Dali followed Fang Yuan to the backstage of the gymnasium. When walking around a corner, Fang Yuan stopped suddenly. Then he turned to look behind Lu Dali. Lu Dali opened his mouth and asked what was wrong. The girl Fang Yuan smiled at the brother. "Let's get to know each other." Lu Dali looked back expectantly. However, when he saw Fang Yuan's brother's face, he was so frightened that he almost spurted out a mouthful of old blood. Fang Ping stretched out his hand happily, pressed Lu Dali's shoulder. "We've known each other for a long time." "That's right, brother strong." Lu Dali's body stiffened, replied in a dry tone. "Brother Fang didn't see him for a few days. It's getting more and more brilliant." Fang Ping smiled at us people. "Fight to the death all day long. It's a sad day. It's like Brother Hercules. There are more than a dozen sets of real estate in motion. There are countless luxury cars. He is also a shareholder and director of major companies. Last time, Brother Mighty said goodbye without saying goodbye. Tens of millions owed to me. Isn't it time to settle the accounts?" Lu Dali's face became more and more stiff. Exclaimed. Tens of millions of him were a little speechless. The last video earned a total of 21 million. 22.7 points. I don't know, tens of millions. Next moment, Lu Dali knelt directly in front of Fang Ping. Boss Fang, I was wrong. The little brother was bragging just now. I don't have a place to live. All by bus. Really have to be rich. I've long since quit working as a journalist. Speaking of which, Lu Dali hurriedly took out his mobile phone. Then he opened a text message and handed it to Fang Ping. If you don't believe it, this has a record of my credit card swiping on it. All the money from last time was used to pay for the medicine. There are also a few credit cards that are overdue and have not yet been repaid. This time, I risked my life to do an interview for a martial arts competition. I just want to earn some living expenses. Fang Ping glanced at the SMS notification. His face turned a little dark. I looked through some records on the internet. There is also a notice of dunning. Their 3-rank martial artists have mixed up to this point. Why didn't this guy die? Fang Yuan on the side was also stunned. Didn't you just say? Lu Dali cried and bragged with a sad face. Occupational instincts. Little sister, don't take it seriously. Fang Ping took a deep breath. Suppressed the urge to beat this guy into a meatloaf. Gritting his back molars, he said, It's good no money, right? That's sausage. As soon as I heard this, Lu Dali's face turned green. He hurriedly protected his body. Trembling and trembling, he said that the meat and the meat sausage. Seeing that Lu Dali misunderstood his meaning, Fang Ping raised his leg and gave him a few kicks. What are you thinking? A moment later, Fang Ping handed Lu Dali a notebook. Write me an IOU of 50 million. Start today. You give me a job in a distant land. I'll give you an annual salary of 5 million. See you for paying off debts. Lu Dali was a little hesitant. Fang Ping opened his mouth to threaten. If you don't want to be beaten to death, write me for a month. Just stay away for a week. I only need to work 3 months a year. The debt was paid off in 10 years. Where did you find such a good job? Lu Dali wrote down the IOU without love. My colleague thought to himself. Lao Tzu finished writing and continued to run. Wait for the IOU to be written. Fang Ping snapped and closed the notebook. Do a good job and follow me. Fang Ping will definitely be able to make a fortune. I've recently discovered a lot of ways to get rich. You are the key. But if you dare to run again, it won't be so polite next time I catch it. Now go and report from afar. Lu Dali heard this. Gritting his teeth, he left viciously. Wait for Lu Dali to leave. Fang Ping looked at the notebook in his hand. It's better than nothing, but it's not in vain. The era of watching videos on mobile phones is almost here. Lu Dali, a media person, will be of great use in the future. Inside the public campus, when I saw that Fang Ping Dao did not leave his body, Lu Fengru frowned slightly. It's okay to have a knife on your back. You are strong in blood and blood. It will not delay the progress of cultivation. However, it is better not to use it in exchange competitions. Looking at Fang Ping's puzzled gaze, Lu Fengru opened her mouth to explain. The swinging knife is a knife of killing. In addition, Zhang Dingyan has been raised for many years. It's hard to control when you raise it again. Prone to death. Fang Ping's eyes lit up slightly. You mean they can't stop it? Li Vengroi know that. That depends on who it's aimed at. But use this knife to attack them. It's a waste. Keep knives for a few months. On your terms. Killed 5 products of the cave with 1 sword. The difficulty is not too great either. Fang Ping looked a little dissatisfied. No, it's only 5 products. Lu Fengru glared at Fang Ping. You're a little bug in front of Lupin now. Don't be too arrogant. The next moment, Lu Fengru got up and planned to leave. I'm going to go into the cave in the near future. If you have any questions about cultivation, ask other teachers. Fang Ping whispered. I asked if you were going to break through. Lu Fengru shook her head. It's a little worse. Since entering the pressure chamber, Lu Fengru's mental strength grew rapidly. At present, it is close to 900 boxes. But recently I also reached a level. He was going to go to the demon capital cave for a few battles first. Let's see if we can beat this level. Ponder for a moment. Lu Fengru left the sentence. I can't go to the 5 major exchange tournaments. Don't fall behind in your cultivation progress. When you are defeated, you will admit defeat. Don't die to save face. Seriously injured and lost time. The rain fell, and he walked away. Fang Ping looked at Lu Fengru's departing back, knowing 3 words. After a while, Fang Ping came to the office of the Dean of the Huang Police. The Dean's salary was sold. How much was sold? Huang Jing took out a bank card. 50 million. I asked the other party to send the card password directly to your mobile phone. I didn't handle the money. Fang Ping took the bank card with a smile. Dean, you said that. I'm afraid I'll doubt that I'm such a person. For Fang Ping's words, Wang Jin only replied with 2 words, hee. With Fang Ping taking the bank card, the system prompt should sound at the same time. Increase your wealth by 50 million. The wealth value reaches 1 billion. At this moment, the system meets the requirements of the upgrade. Fang Ping happily pressed the OK button. System upgrades. Surprise the function of 2 stars. Storage space and energy barriers. This is for Fang Ping. It is undoubtedly an increase in strength again. Click the button to confirm the upgrade. Fang Ping waited anxiously in the room for the upgrade to be completed. This upgrade took a long time, until it was dark outside. The data reappeared in front of Fang Ping's eyes. This time the system was upgraded. New functional storage spaces and energy barriers have emerged. Fang Ping saw this, groaning in surprise. Storage space is really there. 1 cubic meter. It's not big though, but you can put some daily necessities as well as weapons. It's absolutely fine. Other than that, you can also hide resources while mining. Not like last time. Because of the problem of energy leakage, he was chased and killed by countless demon beasts. Fang Ping had some guesses. 1 cubic meter may be temporary. It may be added in the future as the system is upgraded. As for the energy barrier, Fang Ping didn't know much about it. Is it for defense? It's the same as the Grandmaster's spiritual power barrier. After thinking about it, Fang Ping gritted his teeth, decided to give it a try. I thought silently for a moment. Virtually, there seemed to be something more around Fang Ping's body, but I don't seem to feel much. Fang Ping waved his hand and punched him in the face. Just listen to the bang. The severe pain made Fang Ping bared his teeth and cracked his mouth for a while. It hurts. Is this ineffective for yourself? With the idea of experimentation, Fang Ping came to the martial arts club. He beckoned to Chun Yunxi. Come and hit me. Chun Yunxi looked confused when she heard this. What? Fang Ping once again emphasized the sentence to hit me. Anything goes. Hit me to hear Fang Ping's words. Chun Yunxi turned around a little embarrassed. You are so strange. Why am I beating you for no reason? I don't see that my demands are not being met. Fang Ping came to the training hall. I want Zhao Lei to operate them. Fang Ping first came to Fu Chanding. Beat me Fu Chanding for a while. Then he shook his head again and made a joke. I'll punch you. You punch me back. Didn't you smite me to death? Fang Ping set his eyes on Zhao Lei again. Zhao Lei, you hit me. I promise not to fight back. Zhao Lei shook his head resolutely. Don't make trouble. Fang Ping, you deliberately want to lure me into making a move. Don't think I don't know. Fang Ping finally set his eyes on Yang Xiaoman. Yang Xiaoman hit me. Yang Xiaoman angrily scolded for his neurosis. Don't be stupid. Fang Ping wanted to scold his mother at this time. She is asking for money by opening the energy barrier. 10,000 fortunes a minute. I can't find the value of fighting. What the hell is going on in this world? Fang Ping had no choice but to simulate again. You didn't beat me. I got it all to say. No one would dare to punch me? Why are you people so wasted? As soon as this remark came out, Zhao Lei, Fu Chanding, and Yang Xiaoman glanced at each other. Still indifferent. Fang Ping roared angrily and didn't fight. Don't regret it. This is your only chance. I won't fight you. That's what happened. Just listen to the bang. Fang Ping's voice did not fall. The whole person flew out directly. Then it pierced through several walls. I don't know where it flew. Tang Feng glanced at Zhao Lei and the 3 of them. Let you fight. Why not fight? Seeing Tang Feng suddenly make a move, Zhao Lei and the 3 of them were all stunned by shock. There was a look of envy in his eyes. Fang Ping, who was knocked out, was leaning against the wall at this moment. Still a little depressed. What the hell is the use of energy barriers? When the big line hit me just now, I didn't feel any hindrance at all. I thought it was a shield. It's hard to become a billion fortune. Just changed to 1 cubic meter of storage space. That's when it happened. Fang Ping suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Shields can't block physical attacks. Maybe it's used to fend off psychic attacks. If only this could block the spiritual coercion of the Grandmaster. That's incredible. It's a miracle. Fang Ping stood up. He patted the dust off his body. But that's not good. It's to find someone to attack yourself with mental power. That's death. Let's go back and tease some of the principals. They are angry. As soon as you put the slight pressure down, you'll know if it is not. It was a decision. Fang Ping chuckled. 1 billion wealth value. The next step is to boost unscrupulously. As long as it is not seen. It doesn't matter if it's out of control. Strive to practice the tactics after reaching the peak of the 4 grades as soon as possible. if I hadn't had any scruples. By the day of the race, Wu Ping may not be unable to do this. At the same time, Tang Feng looked at the direction in which Fang Ping was knocked away. Thoughtfully. Strange the moment Fang Ping flew out just now. I didn't seem to sense him. Is this kid trying to use his mental power? Or am I perceiving it wrong? Early the next morning, Modu railway station. Day. It was the day when Fang Ping's parents and sister returned to Yanqing. Fang Ping looked at his parents. A suggestion was made. Mom and Dad should not think about staying in the magic capital again. Fang Mingrong shook his head. This is good. It's just not very used to living. Your mother and I still like our small county. And the price here is too high. Fang Yuan was a little reluctant. Oh, I bought the car later. Learned driver's license. I'll come back to see you. Fang Ping pinched Fang Yuan's little face. A word of advice. Be careful when you go back. Take care of your parents. Try not to go out of Yanqing. Fang Yuan pulled away Fang Ping's palm with a look of disgust. With a smile, he said that you should also take care of yourself. Give me a sister-in-law sooner. Otherwise it's a shame. The people of Demon Dance say that you can't marry a daughter-in-law. As soon as this remark came out, Fang Ping suddenly felt that he couldn't hold his face. I immediately retorted that I was so popular. How could it be? Whoever said Fang Yuan said that, he said it with a smile. Li Yueying looked at her son Ping Ping. I haven't asked you for the past few days. Did you talk about a girlfriend at school? For this issue. Fang Ping smiled awkwardly at his girlfriend. It's coming and coming. He has his own concerns. Falling in love feels so far away. Humanity is now crying at stake. What a home. Hearing Fang Ping's perfunctory words, Fang Yuan directly began to uncover his mother. Fang Ping couldn't find a girlfriend. He always beats other girls. It's all over the internet. As soon as I heard this, Fang Ping's face instantly darkened. I don't have a sister like you. Look at the back of the family as they leave. Fang Ping is leisurely, thinking of killing 3 cult powerhouses a few days ago. It's a cult. I'm sure I know it. Revenge on a warrior's family rarely happens, because almost all warriors look down on life and death. Kill each other's family. The other party will not collapse. It's just going to be with you to the death. Of course, it is not excluded that they are venting their anger, regardless of the possibility of anything. I can't be around my family all the time. The cult really wants revenge. Staying in Magic Capital is not necessarily safe. I had no choice but to say hello to Bai Taidu. Let him be more safe and clear-hearted. Come to think of it, Fang Ping sighed. Then he turned and left the Magic Capital. Railway station. Dancers are precarious. A single accident can cost you your life. Fang Ping was quite resistant to feelings. Rather than grieve when the time comes, it's better to just leave it at that. After the age of 30, martial arts progress is slow. It's not too late to think about that. At the end of October, Fang Ping began the refining of the remaining 4 bets. In November, the second National 5 exchange competitions kicked off. 89 ordinary 5 schools compete for the early quota. Participate in the final battle of the top 10 schools. Meanwhile, big news keeps coming out of the outside world. As a result, the Demon Capital Epeen Martial Arts Tournament was a little less popular. Yao Qingjun, the first military school, ranked 42nd on the 4-grade list. From south to north, started to take the invincible road of 4 products. On November 1st, the 32nd tutor of the Chinese Normal University was cleared. Li Hansong of Kyoto Wudao ranked 47th on the 4-grade list. From north to south, it is also challenging the heroes of all parties. November 1st in just 1 minute, defeated the 37th on the list of Jinan Wudao tutor. 2 Tianjiao. 1 from south to north. 1 from north to south. Each challenge. Will these 2 meet halfway? The competition for the quota of the 89 Wuhan universities is particularly fierce. Ordinary martial arts will not be born out of nowhere. These are the big news. All of them attract the attention of the outside world. Mo Administration Building. Fang Ping stepped into Huang Jin's office. He asked Dean, "Is Yao Changjun coming to Demon Martial Arts? I heard that his next target is near. Is Zhao Mingho, who is ranked 24th in Demon Martial Arts. Mentor Huang Jin is discussing with Tang Feng at the moment. See Fang Ping break in." He frowned slightly. "Aren't you cultivating?" "I just can't sit still." Fang Ping patted his chest. "I have not been included in the Siping list. I don't think I'm weaker than anyone else. If Yao Qingjun dares to come to the Demon Dance, I'll meet him in advance." His mental strength was awe-inspiring. "Others can scare me. I directly crushed his spiritual shock." Tang Feng interjected. "Yao Qingjun won't come to the Demon Dance now. After challenging the Chinese division, he went north. He now needs to take the narrative step by step to the top. If you come to the magic dance, you will meet Mentor San Long, who is the first in 4 grades. Not good for him. Fang Ping smiled and didn't come. Count him lucky. The Magic Capital 1 product contest is not over yet. To steal the limelight in all kinds of ways. Hinders me from making money. The next time you encounter them, you will definitely kill them. As soon as this remark came out, Huang Jin and Tang Feng both had dark faces. Yao Chenjun and Li Hansong are both contemporary Tianxiao. Fight in the caverns. Shisong usually killed more than 1 or 2 martial arts. Yu Fangping and Qin Fengqin cooperated. Only killed a 5-grade early stage. Other results are also unremarkable. Where did you get such strong self-confidence? Fang Ping didn't care about any of this. Self-confidence is a source of strength. If you're not confident, how strong is it? Yao Chengjun is gone. Then he was not prepared to take the initiative to find fault. At this time, his goal was to enter the peak of the 4th grade. Just wanted to leave. Fang Ping seemed to remember something. That's right, Dean. There's one more thing. You turn around and have someone put your vice-chancellor's seal. Send it to the Budosha Society. Now there's something. It's not easy to do without the principal's seal. Isn't no principal not in school? Is the principal's seal in the school? If you are there, you will also send it to the Budosha Society. Fang Ping's words. It simply calmed Huang Jing and Tang Feng. There was only one thought in their minds at the moment. What is this kid talking about? Are you crazy? Huang Jingqing coughed. A flat sound. Exchange competitions are important. But when it's time to relax, it's better to relax. Don't put too much pressure. As long as the strength is enough. Even if this year is not the 100th year, can you still fight for it? Tang Feng also opened his mouth to persuade. Manly husband, you can afford to win and you can afford to lose. I don't have any ability to resist pressure. As soon as I heard this, Fang Ping was a little speechless. He smiled. Exchange matches. You think it's a little thing that stresses me out. I'm serious. I see that you are often out of school. Otherwise, the school business should be left alone. Just be a facade to deter others like Lu Lao. Don't wait for Fang Ping to finish. Huang Jing's spiritual power was suddenly released. Listen to the bang. Fang Ping shot out of the window and then disappeared. Wait to throw this guy out. Huang Jing frowned slightly. He's using me as a co-work. Tang Feng has been observing this time. He seemed to notice something was wrong. Strange just now, the breath of the square bottle flickered. Did the dean find out? Huang Jin nodded. This kid, I don't know if I learned to use any mental power. You want to try out with me? But it didn't work. It's kind of like mercy. Meet the high quality and strong. Mental power overlay will manifest. Not much effect. Tang Feng chuckled. It's also a little interesting. If it lasts, you can also avoid crises. In midair, he stabilized his body. He's summing up what he's just learned. Neither defense against physical attacks. It's not a psychic attack either. It's to cover the breath. I see. Energy barrier. It refers to shielding one's own energy from being inducted. I misunderstood it before. That's it. Fang Ping smiled. Then if this thing is used well, it's a super killer. Humans and cave dancers have different breaths. To play each other, it is impossible to hide the breath and the essence. Can you hide your breath even when you're fighting? If you can, maybe you can easily blend into the cave city. At that point, you can make a big deal. Hamburg mining raids. Even blending into the cave city. Fang Ping muttered in his heart. What is the system for? Neither of the new features is like doing the right thing. Inside the Martial Arts Society, TV screen is playing at the moment. The exchange competition between Southern Xinjiang Wuhan University and Eastern Wu University. Ultimately, dressed in white, Lan Wufeng won the victory. Fang Ping saw this. Raise your eyebrows slightly. It's kind of interesting. Southern Xinjiang Wuda actually appeared with a 4-rank dancer. In a case that Wang Jinyang did not play. Almost beat Tobu Takeda into a string of dances. Do you know this Lan Wufeng? Liang Fenghua nodded. Male martial arts senior student. Vice president of Budosha. Absent from school all year round. It has always been a 3-grade high section before. It should be the 4th product that has just broken through. Fang Ping looked at Qin Fengqin. Qin Fengqin, is it difficult for you to get him on stage? Qin Fengqin laughed stupidly. One knife in addition to Wang Jinyang. These people are all one-size-fits-all. Since Wang Jinyang did not play, it doesn't matter if you watch this game or not. It doesn't make sense. Chunin stood up with a snap. He loudly announced yes. The main team is tentatively Zhang Yu, Chen Wenlong, Qin Fengqin, and me. The last spot, others fight for it themselves. Join the main team. Win or lose. 500 credits are awarded. Enter the top 10 universities. Enter the top 3 and won the first place. An additional 500 credits will be awarded each. To put it simply, this time I won first place. Each of us can earn 2,000 credits. Half of the rewards for the reserves. As soon as this remark came out, everyone present was excited. Because a reward this time is too generous. Fang Ping continued, and the school also made a bloody investment this time. I hope everyone is not for the sake of school, or for yourself, all with all their might. After talking about the rewards, Fang Ping turned his head to look at Chen Yunxi. Yunxi contacted the 4 members of the Wu Dao Society. Let them have to go back before the end of the month. Come and gather, and then notify the distant media. Let them send people to various places for interviews. Gather intelligence. We need to be strategically defying our opponents. Tactically value the opponent. For the arrangement of Fang Ping, Chen Yunxi nodded heavily. Well, Fang Ping emphasized to everyone again. I thought I was going to win, but once he encountered Yao Changjun, a few people may be a lose-loser. When the time comes, we can only rely on you. Everyone responded. Even Qin Fengxing's thorn didn't make trouble. I understand that we are talking about the battle for the first place in the Ming school. Truly set the will of the people. This is the time to make trouble. The school will let him know the consequences. Outside Godo Society, Fang Ping just stepped down the steps. Chen Yunxi immediately chased after him. He called out to Fang Ping. Fang Ping looked back. He was asking Chen Yunxi if there was anything wrong. Chen Yunxi's face was a little red. Would you like to have a meal together that night? When Fang Ping heard this, he was first right. Then he waved his hand. Next time is too tight. I have to go to the South District to practice. You go get busy too. Chen Yunxi also wanted to stop Fang Ping, but he opened his mouth for a long time. In the end, I could only swallow the words into my stomach. Wait for Chen Yunxi to turn around. Fang Ping sighed lightly. The dancers are strong. The age of the flesh and blood. I still yearn for the love of men and women. But the dancer is precarious. A single accident can cost you your life. Rather than being sad then, it's better not to talk about it. The old headmaster never married. Old man Li's lived alone until now. There are also many dancers who die alone. At my age, I should still focus on martial arts. Feelings put back. Let's wait until the age of 30 to make slow progress in martial arts. The second national martial arts competition is about to start. The situation in the demon martial arts is not optimistic. Fang Ping was full of confidence. The future is undecided. No score is scored. He'll have the last laugh. On the beach side of the southern district of Mo, bursts of energy dispersed in all directions centered on Fang Ping. Fang Ping condensed his strength. Gather in a fist, and a punch comes out. Just listen to the bang. The large stone on the opposite side was directly blasted into slag. See the scene? Fang Ping smiled proudly. The same weeping blood. The power of this punch. It's a lot stronger than when I first entered the 4th grade. There are a total of 29 skulls. Of these, 23 are flat bones and irregular bones. 6 ossicles. The dancers enter the 7th fret. The first to be refined were the 6 ossicles. Ossicles are the smallest bones in a human body. Not of great importance. The consumption shouldn't be too much. Fang Ping looked at the data panel. He hesitated. 7-pin, brittle skull. I'm only 4 now. In the end, do you want to temper it? The skull is refined. My strength is bound to skyrocket. Old man Li said that the half-step essence body. Maybe I can do it too. Think about it for a moment. Fang Ping finally decided to give it a try. After all, Jin Wu Li Hansong's skull is fine. With the idea of trying, Fang Ping began to practice listening to the snare drum. Soon he felt his head bloodshot. Suddenly there was a sharp pain in my ears. Fang Ping covered his ears and cried bitterly. A large amount of blood seeps out of the ear. Meanwhile, the system wealth value is consumed by 100,000. Bone refining progress increased by 1%. Look at the black filth in the palm of your hand. Fang Ping muttered. The effect was also immediate. Only to refine a piece of listening bone, 1% progress only, actually began to discharge impurities. And just the process of quenching. At the same time, it consumes chi, blood, and mental power. And then a new ray of energy was generated. Bone-crushing energy. It was before I used mental power. Enli Lao's blood and blood. The energy of combined essence and blood. No wonder it takes a grandmaster to refine the skull. There's no mental power. You can't do the unity of essence and blood. Fang Ping wiped the dirty blood from his ears. 100,000 wealth value. 1% progress. 6 pieces of shattered refining bills are also worth 36 million fortunes. Although there is some pain, there was no sign of an out-of-control explosion. It could be continued. Thinking of this, Fang Ping continued to refine the small bones. Little by little, time passed. Wait until the evening. Fang Ping's listening bones were finally refined. At the moment, his qi and blood limit has also increased by a full 300 calories. The increase is really huge. The only pity is, after quenching to 90%, it stops. Sure enough, it can't be tempered bone marrow. Fang Ping had already felt something different at this time. The sounds around are clearer. For example, the sound of the waves. Some are deafening. Even the voices on the southern side could be heard. You know, that's a long way off. Feel the change in yourself. Fang Ping was a little pleased. Isn't that just the tailwind? The mythical clairvoyance and the ears of the wind are also true. There is also the heavenly court. It can't be formed by a group of strong grandmasters. The grandmaster is known as immortal. Soaring through the clouds is not illusory. Myths need to be realistic. That means that there were many strong people in ancient times. Will anyone survive to this point? Old man Li said before. Sectarian boundaries. Perhaps there is an inspirer of the 8th-grade golden body mirror. As the cultivation becomes stronger step by step, Fang Ping discovered, the less you know. The world is not necessarily what you see. The stronger it becomes, the more things you don't know, including old man Li is the same. Not to the Grandmaster realm. He doesn't necessarily know much more than I do. And the basement cult. I am afraid that the government has withheld all this information, only to get stronger. To know more. On this day, Fang Ping once again shouted the slogan of becoming stronger. I need to be stronger. A moment later, Fang Ping once again focused on the data panel. The plus sign behind the qi and blood is still there. I'm going to see how much I can add. In this way, Fang Ping did not stop. Continue to sit cross-legged. Begin to increase the upper limit of qi and blood. On November 14th, the top 3 were decided in the EP martial arts competition. Tang Wen made it to the top 3. He is the only demon dancer to make it into the top 3. November 15th, ordinary martial arts. The big competition is coming to an end. The early quota is gradually locked. All about the second national martial arts competition. It has become a hot spot of national concern. Major media outlets are scrambling to report on it at this time. Internal message January. The magic dance may be led by Fang Ping. Fang Ping was the captain of the last EP team. Actually led the team again. In August, Fang Ping was still a 3-rank dancer. It has only been 3 months since the breakthrough of the 4th product. It can really turn the tide. It's obvious. The vast majority of people are not optimistic about Fang Ping. Some dancers said that Fang Ping didn't even make the list of 4 products. Demon dance. This is crazy, isn't it? Actually let him lead a team. Some dancers are also not optimistic about the Magic 5. Because of the top 100 list, not a single student of the Demon 5. On November 18th, the 5th Demon Chun Wenlong walked out of the military headquarters. Challenge Wealth King mentors. Chun Wenlong defeated his opponent with 3 punches. Entered the 68th place in the Siping list. Become a Magic 5 steel top character. On November 20th, there was another uproar in the martial arts world. Yao Qingjun returned from his journey south. Defeat the deputy director of the Kyoto Detective Bureau. It became the 3rd of the 4 products. Li Hanzong defeated the monk Pu Guang of Guangxing Temple. Ranked 7th. The 2 won back-to-back battles. The momentum has reached the extreme. They all laugh back. As for the ranking of Demon Dance Chun Wenlong at the moment, it's not as good as before the 2 of them challenged. Inside the Magic Dance Gymnasium, when Yao Qingjun and Li Hanzong laugh back, Fang Ping is holding the award ceremony of the EP dance competition. He will belong to the medal and prize of 1st place this time, awarded to this social dancer, who is almost 40 years old. At the same time, he opened his mouth to encourage congratulations. Continue. Hopefully next year's 2nd rank dance tournament will see you. Despite his age. But at this moment, I saw Fang Ping face to face. The middle-aged dancer was still a little excited and apprehensive. President Fang is assured. I will definitely come next year. Fang Ping followed, set his sights on Tang Wen, who won the 2nd place. Tang Wen was a little frustrated at this time, because she didn't feel finished. Demon Dance's battle to defend the title is a bit embarrassing. For Tang Wen's results. Fang Ping understood in his heart. Actually, this is a very good result. I heard these days because of the rumors outside. As a result, the students of the demon martial arts were a little frustrated. Tang Wen still wants to win the 1st place. Give everyone a little confidence. Who knows the defeat in the final? Only finish 2nd. This made Tang Wen very uncomfortable. The 2nd and the 1st are very different. Tang Wen lowered his head. They were all a little afraid to look at Fang Ping. Fang Ping chuckled lightly, and if he lost, he would win it back. A product is not as good as a person. That's 2 and 5. Magic 5 can afford to lose. You have to be able to afford to lose, too. Tang Wen lowered his head, whispered a word, and understood. Fang Ping did care about him and more. Prizes were also awarded to the third. After the prizes had been awarded, Fang Ping returned to the center of the stage. Lang Dao National EP Martial Arts Tournament officially ended. The top 100 art list has been released. I hope you will continue to do good work. Continue to climb to the pinnacle of martial arts. There's a sky outside the sky. There are people outside people. Magic 5 failed to win the first place this time. Unfortunately, there's some. But I believe. Just don't give up. Nothing is impossible. The top 20 have been decided in the second National V Exchange competition. Magic 5 will start the battle to defend the title. The champion will only belong to the Magic 5. Magic 5 will win. Fang Ping's words aroused the fighting spirit of all the Magic 5 students on and off the stage. They roared out one after another, and the Magic Force will win. Demon Warriors will win. Tang Wen also recovered from his frustration at this moment. The confidence that had overcome the obstacles was back on his face. Looking at the fighting eyes of the students, Fang Ping snorted lightly and didn't fight yet. Who said that the Demon Warrior must lose? Yao Chengjun made these people. It's useless to get to the top. The winner is the one who has the last laugh. Demon Wu is going to carry out the arrogance to the end. First, Fang Ping used his spiritual power to deter the first military academy. Later, he hung the banner of the first demon martial arts. Went around Kyoto. This can blow up the lungs of the Kyoto people. Demon Dance 5 Ways Society. NEI, Fang Ping looked at everyone. Chen Wenlong, Zhang Yu, Qin Fengqing, and CLA joined the main team. Liang Fenghua, Zhou Qing, Lu Yueying. A few of you are in reserve. Speaking of which, Fang Ping set his eyes on CLA. You are the only 4-rank mid-tier of the main team. The chances of getting you out there may not be much. This time is different. Magic 5 does not conserve strength. Be all in, crisp and clean, win strongly. So if nothing else, started by Chen Wenlong. On the second, Zhang Yu is the third. Can be directly pierced in a string of 5. You don't have to leave for the people in back. The opponents are all 4-rank dancers. There's no need to hone in on the ups and downs. I don't want to be looked down upon by everyone. And then they came back to life. I'm going to let everybody know. Demon martial arts are strong. Strong to the end. Do you hear me clearly? Everyone answered in unison. Fang Ping looked at the time. Leave with a shout. A moment later, a plane takes off from Mo, embarked on a journey to Kyoto. Kyoto Airport pickup gate. Lin Yi complained reluctantly. Ashley asked me to pick up the people of Demon Warriors. I must arrange the worst hotel for Fang Ping. Hansu next to him shook his head slightly. How can someone else's magic house lack money for housing? Don't let people see the jokes. Linny looked at Hansu beautifully. Look at you. At the same time, he led the team to play the first exchange competition. It's good now. Someone else led the team to play the second session. You do the reception. Han Shushin said that the eldest brother does not talk about the second brother. Didn't you only go into the reserves? I don't break my heart. That's what happened. The contestants of Northern Xinjiang Wuhan University arrived. Media reporters snapped pictures. On the other side, the students of Donglin Martial Arts University also arrived. Journalists and friends came forward to interview. That's what happened. Someone shouted loudly that the Magic Capital dance was coming. I saw more than 10 4-ring dancers led by Fang Ping. It is exploding in full force. The power of qi and blood is overwhelming. Many people feel like they're suffocating, so that those media reporters did not dare to approach. Meanwhile, right behind Fang Ping and them, headed by Yao Qingjun, the ranks of the First Military Academy also arrived. They were dressed in neat military uniforms, walking out of the safe passage with strong steps. There were people in the ranks of the First Military Academy who were angry, because the people of the demon martial arts are too arrogant. Just got off a plane. Fang Ping, who led the team, used mental power to deter the people of the First Military Academy. It made them miserable. Hatred of these people at the First Military Academy. Fang Ping obviously didn't care at all. He smiled, and the First Military School was not bad. Hope to see you in the final. Yao Qingjun's face was a little solemn at this time. Originally, Fang Ping and Chen Wenlong were regarded as equal. It's enough to overestimate Fang Ping. I didn't expect his mental power to be so strong. But even if there is no advantage of mental power, I can beat you too. Looking at the 10th appearance of Demon 5 and the First Military Academy, the people around sighed. Or don't go to the interview. These guys feel very bad to mess with. The next moment, Xing Fengqing walked up to Lin Yi. He said, "Hello, little brother Lin. I heard you didn't make it to the main team. It's pathetic. I think you were the one who could barely keep up with me. I didn't expect to be so depressed now." Lin Yi glared at Xing Fengqing angrily. "Xing Fengqing, you dare to say it again? I'm going to kill you right now." That's what happened. Fang Ping also walked over. "That's one by one. You're in the middle of the 4th grade. The strength is not weaker than the other 4 grade high sections. Why didn't you make it to the main team? Could it be Li Hansong suppressing you?" Lin Yi glared at Fang Ping, said viciously, "It's not you, bastard. Also, don't be so affectionate. We don't know each other." Fang Ping chuckled lightly. "Did Li Hansong break through to the 5th grade? I'd like to compete with him at the same level. Let him recognize reality. If he was afraid, I choose to break through." As soon as I heard this, Lin Yi frowned slightly. "You were at the peak of the 4 grades." Fang Ping smiled and forgot it. "Don't say it. I'm afraid you will hurt your self-esteem. The last time I sparred, we're on the same level. It didn't take long." Xing Fengqing interjected to mend the knife. "I also don't say that I broke through the 4-pin package segment. Otherwise, it will hurt your self-esteem." As soon as this remark came out, he was so angry that he was about to cry. He gritted his teeth. I felt like my heart was being pricked again and again. Han Su, on the side, sighed deeply. Seeing that the excitement is almost over, Fang Ping said lightly, "About you. Try to keep 2nd place. If you lose to the 1st military academy at home, that's a shame. Lead the way to the hotel." Lin Yi's lungs were about to explode at this time. If it weren't for Han Su stopping him, he had to fight Fang Ping. This guy literally treats him like a servant. At the same time, the teams of the 5 major in southern Xinjiang also arrived. Wang Jinyang exudes a powerful power of qi and blood. It was so overwhelming that the reporters were about to cry. How is it like this again? I didn't let people interview. The next moment, a Jingwu student walked over. "Hello, President Wang. I'm the Jingwu student in charge of receiving you. Here, please ask Wang Jinyang," as he walked. "Are all the other schools coming?" The student nodded. "The 1st Military Academy of Magic Dance. Kyushu Military Academy. 5 in the north and 5 in the east. It's almost there." Speaking of this, the Jingwu student paused. There seemed to be a conflict between the 5th Demon and the 1st Military Academy just now. Wang Jinyang chuckled. It was Fang Ping who took the initiative to find trouble. The student shook his head. It wasn't clear. However, the people who watched the 1st Military Academy were very angry. Captain Yao's face was also heavy. The strength of Mo is not weak. President Wang, don't be provoked by them. Wang Jinyang looked at the Jingwu student playfully. "Jingwu, don't play with this. It doesn't make sense. Could be that Wang Jinyang, will still release water." The Jingwu student hurriedly explained Wang. "Don't get me wrong, President. I didn't mean that. I just can't see others being too arrogant. Demon Wu is not in anyone's eyes recently." Wang Jinyang glanced at him. "Look at the strength to speak. It is natural to have the strength to be arrogant." Lan Wufeng, who was standing in the team, couldn't help but say something. "It's best to encounter Mo in the 1st round." Wang Jinyang glanced at Lan Wufeng, said lightly, "How about letting you fight Chen Wenlong?" Lan Wufeng shut up instantly when he heard this. Meet Chen Wenlong. He's certainly not an opponent. Seeing there was no wind in the blue, there was no sound. Wang Jinyang said softly in the 1st round, "It's best not to encounter the elite demon martial arts. The 1st Military Academy of these 3. Otherwise, the top 10 schools will be hanging. This is no ordinary exchange competition of the Big 5. It is a struggle for strength, a struggle for status, and a struggle for interests. We must give it our all." That's what happened. A sedan with the first flag of the Magic 5. Gallop by. It's like a Magic 5. It's the performance of the home team in Kyoto. This is the sight, but the lungs of the Jingwu students are about to explode. Wang Jinyang showed a smile on his face. "I wish I could meet you in the final." The hotel met Chen Yaoding, Fang Ping, and Xing Fengqing. That's called a nervousness. Each of them has his own magical powers. I can't wait to disappear on spot.